Miodrag Subank has never considered himself to be a prophet or a hero, but when the final history of the 2000 revolution that ended the bloody 13-year rule of Slobodan Milosevic in Yugoslavia is written, Subank will be remembered for his brave and even prophetic act that empowered the people of Serbia to reclaim and to rebuild their nation. At the time, Subank was a down-to-earth TV editor for Radio Television Serbia, or RTS. RTS was Milosevic's primary propaganda system, and under the pretense of news, RTS served Yugoslavia's 10 million Serbs a constant onslaught of lies. They never heard the truth about the Milosevic regime's aggression and persecutions that led to millions of deaths of innocent people. In the September 2000 election, opposition leader Vojislav Kostunica defeated Milosevic for the presidency, but Milosevic refused to go quietly. But as Subank remembers, the people weren't afraid anymore, he said. The whole atmosphere was positive. They believed Milosevic was finished. In early October, the nation went on a strike, and thousands of workers marched on Belgrade, demanding that Milosevic give up the presidency. And that's when Subank did something that many believe sparked the revolution. He took RTS off the air. He directed the chief engineer to push the button, shutting down the RTS control center. Millions of television screens went dark. After shutting the system down, Subank ran to the Parliament building, where hundreds of thousands of Serbs had marched. He told the crowd that RTS was off the air, and a thunderous cheer went up. An hour later, the new RTS was back on the air, with a report on the protests that were taking place for the first time. Serbs saw what was really going on in their country. The then 50-year-old editor wasn't sure whether his act would launch a revolution or land him in jail. He said, "I'm no hero, but I know I did the right thing. I know it in my heart." Each one of us is called by God to be a prophet. Each one of us is called to be the one who proclaims God's justice in our own time, in our own place. Our prophecy may take on the fiery presence of a John the Baptist or a brave act of defiance in the face of evil or injustice. But more often than not, our prophecy is a simple offering of compassion to someone in desperate need for some kindness and a reassurance that God loves that person. In calling us to be prophets, God calls us to look beyond our own needs and our own interests, to embrace what is authentically right and just. In doing so, we give voice to the good news that Jesus, the Messiah, the Anointed One, has come into our midst.